Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I wanted to give an overview of all the SSR accessories. So there's actually 25 of them. And before I get started, I'm going to mention this first. I will have in this video description a link to a Google Sheet which was created by someone. I actually don't know who, but it basically goes through all the items, which is weapons, armors, helmets, and accessories. It tells you, their final stats, and it gives a grade and a comment about each one. So you can actually refer to that one as a quick reference sheet. In any case, in this video though, I'll go over, I guess, the best ones, the absolute best accessories. So, first things first, how do you get SSR accessories? Well, there's actually just really three main ways. The first method is in the secret realm. If you go into the timeless trial and you're actually able to clear the SS ultimate trial every week, you get one SSR accessory per week. So this is one way to get an SSR accessory. The second way of getting SSR accessories, and the third way actually, they're both from the store, specifically Honor. You can buy an SSR accessory gift box every month for 1,000 Honor medals, so Honor points. So by doing your daily arena matches, right? If you can get 12 points, you will get some Honor points. And so this is the other method, right? Getting these point rewards. So if you have 99 good points, you'll get 100 Honor points every day, right? If you do these things, you'll get a bit more Honor points and some Trinity crystals and whatnot. And also if you do World Arena, right? World Arena's ranking gives you Honor points, as does each tier that you're in. So for me, if I'm currently in Silver, I get 60 points every day. So multiply that by 7 days, that's another, 420 points? If I get into here, it's 490 points, so Gold 3, right? So I get around 420 to 490 points every week from this. From the ranking rewards, I'm usually the top 100, that's another 400 per week, so yeah, it adds up. So by getting Honor points from the arena, you can purchase an SSR accessory each month. And the final method of getting SSR accessories is the random accessory gift box. It has a chance, when you buy it, it gets you a random SR or above accessory. So if you buy it multiple times, there's a chance of getting an SSR accessory. So that's really the three main methods of getting SSR accessories. There are other occasional methods via events. For example, Macho Lottos can sometimes give you SSR accessories, as well as, if I go into the secret realm, events like the Heroic Chapter Swimsuit Summer Festival. These events usually have point rewards, and the point rewards can give you SSR accessories. So like this one here should have been an SSR accessory at 3,200, 500 points, right? A random SSR box can give you an SSR accessory, and then here's and then random SSR equipment pack can give you random items, including SSR accessories. So yeah, basically SSR accessories are without doubt the hardest items to get. Weapons and so on, you can farm from doing the Goddess Trial. You can farm dragons to drop weapons, helmets, and armors, right? But you cannot farm for SSR accessories. Alright. So with all that said, basically, I guess what I should say is, if you get an SSR accessory, you're going to really have to use Epic Martial Spirits to upgrade it to level 50. As long as you get a good one, like Overlord's Badge, for example, save up your ore, your Aura Column ore, to buy Epic Martial Spirits so you can upgrade them. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to say about how to get SSR accessories. So now, let's talk about the 25 SSR accessories that are in the game. Alright, so let's start. And I should mention that you actually get 2 of them for free from playing. The first one is King's Amulet, right? And King's Amulet is actually one of the best SSR accessories for tanks. So this covers one of the SSR accessories that you need right there. Get one, level up to level 50, equip it on your tank, and you're good to go. The second one you get is the Wing Shin Guards, okay, for free. And the Wing Shin Guards, you do the same thing. Get it, level up to level 50, and equip it on your melee DPS, which is usually either Leon or else it's Cherry. Yeah. Great item, gives 8% attack at max level, and when attacked, it increases your defense by 10%. It increases attack and defense. So it's a really, really strong SSR accessory. So those are the two that you get for free. So then at that point, you just need 3 more, ideally. So let's go over them one by one at this point. Holy Grail, okay? This one, in my opinion, is quite terrible. It only increases int by 1%, which means multiply that by 5, which means 5% at max level, right? And yeah, when dealing damage, you can restore 5% hit points to one friendly unit within 1 block adjacent to you after taking action. It's incredibly hard to attack an enemy and end up beside an ally to heal it. So this is honestly garbage for an SSR accessory. If you don't have another int increasing SSR accessory, yeah, you could kind of use it, but I personally would suggest waiting for a better one. So next, True Cross. True Cross, healing effect increase. It's an int accessory that increases healing. Honestly speaking, the effect is when battling against demons and holy units, int defense and magic and int magic defense and defense increases by a certain percentage. Okay. Since it only affects attacking demons, it's really quite iffy. It's not really a great one, in all honesty. You know, so you can actually kind of pass on the True Cross. I mean, if you were to use it, I guess give it to someone who has the Holy Word attack, like Almeda or Chris or Geralt and Layla. But otherwise, it can kind of be ignored. Alright, next, Angel Feather. Angel Feather gives hit points and healing effect increase, right? So whereas this one caps out at 15%, this Angel Feather caps out at, I believe it caps out at 10% healing effect, and it grants immunity to stun. Okay? The effects are quite terrible, okay? Because stun is not a very common effect to be applied onto your healer of all things. So then it's just hit points increase and healing effect increase, but that's less than other accessories. So again, Angel Feather can be skipped. You can keep one, but it's not a great SSR accessory. King's Amulet, we said, top tier for tank. Star Earring. My opinion is you can kind of skip this one too, because it only takes into effect when battling against assassins and archers, where your defense is increased. Since mages generally don't have very high defense, increasing their defense, it's not exactly critical, if you will. The 8% int increase is nice though. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Veil of Light. Immunity to defense and magic defense reduction and increases magic defense. This makes it the best accessory for Luna. This is the one that you want for Luna. Final accessory for her. You can use it on Bozel, but it's not worth it in my opinion because speed boots for the +1 mobility is more important. And same thing for Listel, right? For Listel, you also want speed boots rather than Veil of Light. So yeah, really Veil of Light is, in my opinion, just meant for Luna, who has 5 movement. You could even give, as a side note, you can even give Luna speed boots, so that she has 6 movement as her Bow Knight form, right? Veil of Light, absolutely, definitely the best accessory for a Pegasus Luna. Alright, Holy Arc. Adds hit points, increases magic defense and hit points, and when attacked with a melee attack, you can reflect damage. Okay? 10% at the very start, and at level 50, it's 30% damage reflection. Honestly speaking, because it increases magic defense and hit points, this is much more of a surprise PvP item. Okay? Basically, you would equip it on, well, Luna or Bozo, who need magic defense, right? And then if they get attacked, they reflect damage. So you can basically surprise damage any melee attacker and hopefully kill them off, right? So that's really it. That's all this Holy Arc comes down to. I wouldn't level it, you know. It's kind of, otherwise it's kind of like Star Earring and whatnot, you know. It's, if you have a level 51, it can be useful in PvP. Next, Overlord's Badge. And Overlord's Badge, in my opinion, is practically required for a lot of characters in PvP. Okay? It's because of its really overpowered effect. It grants immunity to defense and magic defense reduction, attack and int reduction, and mobility reduction. All these reductions are very, very common. For example, Bozel with Earthquake would apply all of these kind of effects, right? Except for mobility reduction. So if you can equip it on practically all your PvP characters, it's amazing, right? Because then tanks can use it for the mobility reduction, prevention of that, right? Defense and magic defense, attack and int reduction could be useful for like every other character. So there you go. And in addition, it gives all stats plus 5%. So Overlord's Badge, without doubt, one of the best PvP gear. The only characters you don't really want it on would be characters that you can't afford to be silenced. And who are characters that can be silenced? It would be your mages, like Liana or other mages. So that's it. Alright, next, let's move on. Blood Pact. And Blood Pact is great. Okay, it gives hit points only, but a ridiculous amount of it. And in addition, it gives a huge hit point percentage boost. Okay, in fact, at level 50, it gives 15% hit points. So this is an artifact. This is an accessory that is great for anyone who needs hit points, which would be Listel, and it's also very strong for Ultimuller as a tank. So there we go. In addition to the hit point boost, it also grants immunity to effects that prevent you from being healed, or events that prevent you from being buffed. So just another very, very strong accessory, but very focused. Like I said, Listel and Ultimuller, that's the ones that you want it on. Next is Eye of the Beholder, and this is one of those accessories that are very nice theoretically, because the effect is when attacking, after battle, you have a chance to reduce enemies damage dealt by 15%. Okay, at level 50, this 25% chance goes up to 50% chance. Okay, so theoretically, it's a very, very nice effect. Practically speaking, on mages, you really, really want anti-silence for PvP. So really, this Eye of the Beholder is really, it's just good for PvE against bosses, right? Because against bosses, you attack them, and then you have a chance to reduce the damage that they deal. For PvP, you want silence. Anti-silence, sorry. So, yeah. Strong accessory PvE. That's basically it. If you don't get it though, you don't absolutely need it. Next is Judge's Talisman. And Judge's Talisman increases damage against holy units by an extra percentage. This attack percentage caps out at 12% at level 50, and then there's also a plus 8% attack. In all honesty, I mean, it would be theoretically strong against Ledin, who is usually holy class for PvP, but you don't need it. This is one that can be skipped as well. So I would keep them, you know, let it, and then slowly, if you get 4 of them, you can have a level 50 Judge's Talisman, but otherwise, it's whatever. Vidar's Rose is a strong int accessory. So, when attacking, you have a chance to dispel a buff from the enemy. Starts off at 25%, and it goes up to 50% to dispel a buff. Okay? And it works with AoE attacks. So that's why it's great. Problem is, again, your mages, if they get silenced, there's the problem there. So whether you can actually use Vidar's Rose is kind of up in the air for PvP. And for PvE, you don't really need to dispel buffs from enemies. So it's kind of useless there. Okay, so let's move on. Spirit Boots. And Spirit Boots is actually the other really good accessory for your tank. King's Amulet you start off with, but Spirit Boots you have to really hope to get. So what it does is it increases defense by a certain percentage. This goes up to 8%, which is pretty much the max. Okay, and what it allows you to do is you can move 2 blocks after attacking a target. So it lets you attack and retreat. Right? Sorry, let me take that back. Spirit Boots is not the tank one. This is the one for Lester. If you get a Spirit Boots early, you won't have to use a Runestone on Lester, because you can give him Spirit Boots to attack and retreat after he uses Chain Hook. So yeah, because it gives plus defense, it's not good for your attacking characters. So there's that limitation, which is why it's really only meant, in my opinion, for Lester. Adding defense is reducing the damage your characters can deal. Okay, so let's go on. Elven Belt. Summed up, it's 100 ore. Skip it. It's not worth anything. Giant Belt. Well, Giant Belt, it's not great either, to be honest. Because when attacked with a melee attack, it increases your defense and magic defense by 2% up to 10% in battle, right? So it only kicks in when you're getting melee attacked, right? So that means King's Amulet, which always kicks in, as long as a friendly unit is within 2 blocks, is better. So, again, in my opinion, this is another 100 ore. You don't really want to keep it. Flora's Necklace. Flora's Necklace increases attack, so it's a good attack accessory. And when attacking, it grants 25% chance to deal fixed damage once to an enemy after battle. The issue with this one is that it goes up to 50% chance of fixed damage. Okay? So, you know, a lot of things prevent fixed damage, and this fixed damage is not guaranteed, being only a 50% chance. Thus, it's really only meant for Bernhard, right? Bernhard is the fixed damage attacker, so he could use a Flora's Necklace. For everyone else, it's kind of useless. Lone Star Amulet. When no friendly units are within 2 blocks, attack and defense are increased by 2%, and this goes up to 10% attack and defense increase. Technically speaking, this is actually the highest attack increase you can get in general, for general purpose, because everything else usually increases by 8%. So this 10% attack and defense increase is the top tier. The problem with it is that you have to have no friendly units within 2 blocks, which effectively makes it, in my opinion, useless. And the reason for that is because the hardest content that you need to clear is Eternal Temple and Dragons, right? And in those fights, you always are attacking with allies within 2 blocks of you. In other words, the Lone Star Amulet is useless for the most critical fights, which is why I can't recommend it. You know, if you absolutely need to level 1 up, you know, by all means. For example, I picked up 2 of them. So I'm probably going to level 1 up to level 50 eventually. But other than that, there's no reason to keep the Lone Star Amulet. Alright, let's move on. Holy Ring, plus int and immunity to silence. So there's 8% int here, and it grants immunity to silence. This makes it absolutely top tier, because silence effects are the most common in PvP, right? Bozel with an AoE attack will do mass seal. Right? Listel, her AoE attack, she also has the ability to have the seal effect, granting mass silence. So Holy Ring granting immunity to silence is absolutely critical for PvP. You can equip it on your healers. You can equip it on your mages. So in my opinion, this is absolutely a required item that should be equipped on everyone else. If you don't have Holy Ring, you know, you can equip Crystal Ball on everyone, which is an SR. But the Crystal Ball, SR, does grant immunity to silence, to effects that silence active skills. So the same effect, unfortunately it doesn't provide plus int, but you know, silencing is very important for PvP. So, or anti-silencing is very important for PvP. So Holy Ring, one of the best ones for mages. Divine Boots. And Divine Boots, sorry, is the one that I was talking about. The replacement for King's Amulet. What Divine Boots does is it gives 8% defense and plus 1 mobility, and it increases hit points and defense. So you, unlike King's Amulet, which gives 10% defense and 10% magic defense, Divine Boots only gives 8% defense. However, that plus 1 mobility is huge in reaching enemies, getting into combat, and stuff like that. So that's why Divine Boots can be considered the other great tank accessory. If you're lucky enough to get it, I would definitely level it up. Next is Slayer's Emblem. And in my opinion, Slayer's Emblem is the best PvE accessory for any melee attack or ranged attack characters. And the reason for that is because it increases attack by 8%, increases hit points and attack, and most importantly, when battling against flyers, attack is increased by an extra 4%, that caps out at 12%. So effectively, you get 8% attack increase against all enemies, and against flyers, you get a total of 20% attack increase. Given that flyers are really the hardest enemies to kill unless you have an archer, this is why Slayer's Emblem is so good. Okay. On Leon, giving it to Leon, Leon will most likely one-shot enemy flyers very easily with a Slayer's Emblem, which is why it is amazing. And sorry about that noise, that was my Discord, so I forgot to mute it. So, okay, let's continue on. I just muted my Discord now. So, Slayer's Emblem, one of the best PvE accessories if you don't have an archer, and also one of the best PvP accessories for your melee DPS because you generally face other Leons or Cherries or Ultimullers, and they all use flying troops. So let's continue. After Slayer's Emblem is Elven Ring. And in my opinion, Elven Ring is garbage. Right? When attacking, you increase your attack and defense. So it only kicks in when you attack. Which is why I don't like it. So, not a top tier accessory for sure. So, 4 more to go. Goddess Tier. And Goddess Tier is definitely one of the best PvE accessories for your healer. Because healing effect is increased by 5%, and at level 50, it should be a 15% healing effect increase. Okay, that's already a big bonus, 15% healing. But even better is that after taking action, you can dispel one debuff from one nearby friendly unit within 2 blocks, not including this unit. Okay. So basically, for example, on Liana, she can dispel 2 debuffs with this accessory, right? With this accessory, at 6 stars, she can dispel 3 debuffs. The only problem with her carrying this accessory is that if she gets silenced, she's silenced. She can't heal anyone. So there is that to consider. But otherwise, being able to remove 3 debuffs at 6 stars is huge. And equipping it on any other, healer, allowing them to remove a debuff is huge too. So if you can get it, it is definitely one of the best accessories. You'll probably rotate between Goddess Tier and Crystal Ball, depending on whether you're doing PvP or PvE. You could also, if you manage to get one, give your healer Holy Ring, right? Immunity to silence. So, but then, you need them for your mages. Having yet another one for your healer is not likely. Alright, so 3 more items to go. Drop Near, increases int, and when attacked with a ranged attack, you reflect damage. Honestly, not that great. I would suggest, again, Holy Ring is the best one, so Drop Near, I don't really recommend it. Winged Shin Guards, the free SSR attack accessory that you get. You'll definitely level one up, you'll definitely use it. That pretty much sums it up. Attack increase 8%, and when you're attacked, defense increases by 10%. Increases attack stat and defense stat. It's rock solid accessory that you should definitely level up to level 50, and since you have one at level 50, you'll always be using it. And the very final one, Dimensional Jewel. So, Dimensional Jewel increases int, and when attacked with a skill, you have a certain percentage chance to reduce your cooldown by 1. Starts off at 15%, and at level 50, it's a 30% chance to reduce cooldown by 1. Great accessory for Chris, because Chris uses 2 attack skills that have 2 cooldown each. So if this triggers, you can keep attacking with her attack skills. It's also good for, let's say, all meta, anyone who uses attack skills. So Rachel would be another great character. all meta could use it. So can Geralt and Layla. So any mage that uses attack skills, low cooldown attack skills, can benefit from it. It's not great for mages that use AoE attack skills, because those AoE attack skills have 5-turn cooldown. So reducing it by 1 doesn't particularly help. For those mages, you're better off using Holy Ring. Okay, so that's all the accessories covered. And in summary, I'm going to talk about the best ones for each category. So, this is just going to be a quick review, okay? For attack, you want Slayer's Emblem or Overlord Badge, right? Overlord Badge could be used on everyone because it's plus 5% stats. Slayer's Emblem because it gives plus 20% attack versus flyers, and flyers are very common. So that's it for the attack ones. For intelligence, you want Holy Ring because of immunity to silence. You potentially want Vidar's Rose because with an AoE attack, you also have a chance to dispel a buff from an enemy. Alright, so those are the two. But again, these two are PvP oriented. For PvE, you know what? Any accessory with plus int would basically be enough. Next, healing accessories. Your healer would either use Holy Ring against immunity to silence, but that would be PvP focused. She would use Crystal Ball, again, immunity to silence and plus healing effect. And she would ideally use Goddess Tear for PvE. So those are the 3 healing accessories. And then finally, for defense and magic defense increases, you would have King's Amulet for your tank. That's pretty much it. And there's a whole bunch of, and then there's your tank could also use Divine Boots because of the plus defense and plus 1 mobility. But overall, if you're talking pure combat performance, King's Amulet is better. So this is more an option, it's not required at all. King's Amulet though, you get for free, so you'll have one. So that pretty much covers all the accessories. The other ones they said, there's other ones that are useful for heroes, like Veil of Light for Luna, you know, Blood Pact for Ultimuller and Listel, but the rest of them are more just, how do you say it, just for specific heroes. Alright, so that's all the accessories covered. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful. And on that note, Nitro out.